Here we are, another cinema, another film to see. Hopefully this is good. What screen are we in? Ah, this is the way. Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to FilmDirt at the movies. Film's just finished and I've just seen The Mandalorian and Grogu. I've found a quiet corner of this cafe where hopefully they're not going to play any annoying music and just deliberate with you my thoughts on the film. Full spoilers ahead. I can't speak about films otherwise, it's always full spoilers. Okay, well, I really enjoyed this. I know a lot of other channels are kind of giving it a meh rating or low to mid score. I don't think it's that bad. I'm a Star Wars fan first and foremost, so anything in this universe, I'm really gonna dig. And it has to be really bad for me to give it a low score. You may have seen my recent episode by episode review of the Kenobi series, which I gave 5 stars. I seem to have surprised a few people with that. But I stand by it. I think it's a great series and I'm looking to plough myself into more Star Wars content, which is why I was pleased to see this film. I enjoyed the Mandalorian series even though I didn't cover that on the channel. I think series 1 and 2 were great, especially the initial parts of the first series where we concentrated more on the Mandalorian. It was kind of like a cowboy in space really. The Grogu inclusion was a nice touch and kind of going where I hoped it wouldn't, where we're concentrating on the child more than the Mandalorian. And it looks like Disney are trying to get the money's worth out of this character because while he's still a child he's still making the money and you don't want him to get any older, so they don't want him to Grogu, do they? Not too much. But really at times he's kind of taken over this story. He must be selling a lot of these Grogu toys, but really I think it should be about the Mandalorian. Make it darker. Make it like an extension of a Clint Eastwood film. They never went too dark, but there was an edge to them. I don't think there's an edge to The Mandalorian anymore. And whilst I did enjoy this, there's a few negatives which kind of negate much of what I liked. There's a lot of padding here, and it really needed to have 15 minutes to 20 minutes removed. Notably in the second half of the film, where Grogu is looking after the old, the young looking after the old, wasn't that the saying? We get that he's building a cocoon, but that whole sequence went into a little bit too much fluff. I think all those flies and buzzing around him, and we could have trimmed a lot of that out and just got to the point a lot sooner. This almost seemed to be like you could say a double bill episode, where it doesn't contribute to a wider, bigger story, and almost, I felt, maybe a filler episode, where they've just thrown in a villain of the week or two, and there's a self-contained start, middle and end here. Now I don't know if there's going to be a series 4. I've had a little look online before I've started recording. Doesn't seem to be much confirmed. So here it does look like they may have taken and reworked a couple of episodes from a possible 4th series to create this movie. There's certain creatures come and go, and it looks like we're seeing one episode and then we're stepping into another episode. I just wanted there to be more at stake. I just wanted this to all matter. There's no wider arcing, bigger story. I thought we could possibly have had an extension of Yoda seeing Luke Skywalker. He already got that offer from Luke in the series. So should we have really taken first steps to him becoming a Jedi and training under Luke? That would have given this film, I think, a lot more significance. Otherwise, as it stands, nothing really matters. But in any case, I had a fun time. I can't knock it too much. I just wanted it to matter more than it did. In the so-called Skywalker saga, each film mattered. There was a wider arcing story in the original trilogy for sure, and then the prequels, somewhat in the sequels, but that's another story. It just needed to be more of an event, but instead at times it was kind of meh. And this surprises me because I know Jon Favreau is a good filmmaker, and I think it's clear to see that this film really needed some trims. The first half was definitely stronger than the second half, where it just seemed to drag. Because I hope now that Dave Filoni is in overall charge, it seems, that the quality does improve. I enjoyed Rogue One and Solo much more. Because even though I did like this, I just wanted to like it more. And I guess that's how we could feel about a lot of things, isn't it? And also lastly, I think Sigourney Weaver was great. She was just a bit of a talking head at times, and it just seemed to be an easy payday maybe. I hope she didn't phone it in, because at times it looks like Pedro Pascal has been phoning in this series. Even though we didn't really see him in the third season of the show, I think it's his monotone voice, and I know that's part of the character. I just wanted there to be more. We saw him briefly without the mask. I think that needed to happen just to show that he's present and correct. And he gave a decent enough performance. I have to say, I've got issues with this Rotta the Hutt. I love the animation. I think it just pops on the screen whenever he's on. But they've humanised him. And he's got an American accent and he's talking like a Gen Z. That's not what I'm looking for from a Hutt. At the moment it looked like a computer effect when it really needed to look like a giant inanimate slug, just like his dad did in Return of the Jedi. Okay, let's give this a score for now. I'm going to give this 3.5 stars. It's definitely better than average that a lot of the other channels gave it. I think 3.5 is perfectly fair for what I got out of this. Okay everyone, thank you very much for joining me for this little chat about the Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm off home now. All the best to you. Thanks again. Leave me any comments below. I like to talk Star Wars. And catch you all next time. All the best for now, and take care.